fucking, it lets me know my age. All that wasted energy, mate. All that wasted energy, basically. And I come home, mate, and I was buggered. I had to have a lie down for an hour, just have a lie down in bed, and just rest my legs and rest my back. So I was too fucking buggered to go to Vodafone today. But I'm going there tomorrow. Like 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm up, so I can be at the fucking shopping centre pretty early straight away, and then get back here straight away. Because I've got to continue doing the masks. The masks are what is important, mate, not fucking Vodafone. We've got a few days for Vodafone. Well, I came home and painted. I came home and got these two painted. Okay, I spent the afternoon painting. Okay, getting the fucking masks completed, so that I can, move on in the hair. It's a big job, mate, putting masks together. It's not a one day, not a one day adventure. It takes a few days to get it all done, so that they're done properly, and they look the way they are. This is taking years of fucking practice, mate, to get where I am. So no, it may look easy, but it's not easy. Okay, what I do is not easy. It looks easy, but it's not. Okay, you can fucking try, and you'll see how many times you fail, and how much money it will cost you in materials. Whereas I don't fail. Okay, so I do it in steps. I've got to do the teeth and the mouth, the lips. I've got to do all that in black. And then we've got to put some shading into these things, so it's not so clean. So we've got to put a black wash over it, and that'll give me all the wrinkles and all that. And then the black wash over it, and then I'll decide what we do from there. Okay, that's before we've even haired it. So I may not get to the hairing until fucking the day after tomorrow, to be quite honest, or tomorrow afternoon if I can spend the day at home without being hungry, because that's what drives me. I get hungry, man. I get hungry, and I want a chocolate milk or a coffee milk. And even the bloke in the factory gets fucking an hour off for lunch, or half an hour off for lunch. So I want my lunch, mate. I want to be able to sit down for half an hour. And even right now, sitting down, my back hurts me, man. My legs hurt me. Okay, but I want a bit of chocolate. I've got $100 and something or $160 something to last me till next week, mate. I'm fucking rich. I'm rich, bro. I got fucking heaps of money. I got fucking heaps, mate. I'm rich, bro. I got $160. I'm fucking rich. So I thought I'd go out and shout myself a chocolate, mate. But I'm very proud of myself, man. I really am proud of myself for the amount of masks that I've pulled out so far. And we've sold things on eBay. We've sold raws. Like we're not fucking hitting our head against the wall. Yeah. So I'm happy with myself with what I've done so far. I'm happy. Anyway, I need a bit of a break, so I'm going to go for a little bit of a walk and see if I can get a chocolate bar. And then I come back and I'm happy. I think I'll just go to bed, to be quite honest, folks. I'm tired and knackered, and I think I'll just have an early night, because I wake up very, very early in the morning. 7 o'clock I started this morning, so it's very early for me, and that's because I go to bed. I crash out, mate. I crash out. I'm fucking snoring my head off, bro. But anyway, that's my progress for today. Okay, that is my progress right there. I've got 2 masks completed. Paint jobs completed. I'm happy with their paint jobs, man. That's fucking nice. I like that. Nice and clean so far. Plenty of colour in it. Yeah, punters are going to fucking love it, mate. Okay? Nice Slipknot masks, bro. When I'm done with them, they're going to be fucking K-Bosh, mate. Trust me. Just as popular as the WG, man. I've got to keep him pumping. The mould has to be pumping all the time. So I've got to, like 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm up. That's the first thing I do is prep the mould, prep the mould, and give that a couple of hours to cool down a bit, from the prep, and then it's ready to be used. The mould is ready to be used again. So I've got to keep I want 2 to 3 WGs this week. I want 2 to 3 of him this week. I want at least 2. Maybe we won't get it because it's Wednesday, don't need the Thursday. We probably won't get it. We might be able to pull another raw out by Sunday. So that's all I've got my mind on, boys. I've got my mind on the fucking, chaining the paper, keeping myself alive, getting food, getting drink. I don't have anything illegal, mate. There's nothing illegal here, okay? I don't have any DRUGSs. There's no alcohol in the fridge. We don't drink alcohol. There's no alcohol here, okay? And we don't gamble. So we use our money, whatever people gift me or whatever is used for living, mate, okay? And for family law court. That's a whole nother conversation, boys. I don't want to think about it because it depresses me. It fucking depresses me big time. I'm going to get my ass handed to me, okay? Basically, I am a dead man walking, and I don't even have to open my mouth. I just have to show up, and I'm going to get my ass handed to me. And no one will ask me a single question. No one will ask me anything at all. I'll just be sitting in the court silent, and they'll be busy telling me what I am and what I'm not, and they'll have a full storyline for me. A full. And as soon as you open your mouth, mate, that's called abuse. You know that, right? As soon as you open your mouth. It doesn't matter what they say. As soon as you open your mouth, it's regarded as abuse. Anything you say. So you face contempt of court for even just opening your mouth. Because from what I can gather from the phone call I had yesterday, is that I don't even have a fucking lawyer now. I don't have a lawyer. Okay, I'm fully covered in legal aid, fully covered, but no one to represent me. The lawyer said it's a no-win thing. It's a no-win thing, okay? When you go to court, you're going to produce the family report, and that lady said that, she doesn't want you to see your daughter ever again, which is what's written in the family report, that I should never see my daughter again, that I should never see Echo again. That is what's in that report, viewer, which is something that I have to live with every day. I've got to do my pants up. Thank you, viewer. And that's something that I have to live with every day. That someone would actually put that into a report, and that's what they're happy with, and they don't. I was not believed in any way, shape or form, gentlemen. We'll have a little talk about family law court and family reports, and because you guys need to understand what you'll be facing in the future if you walk into these places, because they don't seem to be any different from one man to the next. We all get the same shaft. Unless the woman comes in and she's happy for you to see your children, and she's happy for you to spend time with your children, you have got absolutely no fucking chance at all. Absolutely none. Like I've seen in the court, and they were nice parents, good parents, and they've gotten over their bullshit, and for the betterment of their children, they do. Yes, you can pick it up at this time, drop them off at this time. That's not a problem. Like full on, if he wants to call them, that's not a problem. Because they see the value in having both parents in the child's life. Now, in China, the rules are completely different than here. Over in China, the mother gets automatic full custody of the child. Automatic. The father really has to go to court and spend a lot of money to get any kind of rights or for the child to see him. And I'm serious, man. Over in China, they get full rights. You have no legal standing in China. Okay, the father can do anything he wants, complain, get a lawyer or whatever, but if that woman doesn't want you to see your child, you're never going to see your kid. Never. And her auntie is a perfect example of keeping your child away from the father the entire life. So she has grown up with an auntie that has done exactly that. and barred that child's father from seeing her. And that child had this, when I was talking to her, had a real beef about the father, rah. And it didn't take me long to realise that he has no, he hasn't seen his child. And when he does, it's a rare family gathering is when he sees the child. Because when she was younger, he was never allowed to see her. He was never allowed to see her, okay? And that's how it is over there. And I twigged to that. I swear to God I was there. I was witness to that. And I twigged to it. And, I kept my mouth closed. But I did twig to it. The auntie had a great set of carpets too, boys. Fucking insane pair of carpets, mate. Never wore a bra. Always had a see-through fucking shirt on. Like, it was insane. The fucking auntie. I swear to God. Insane, boys. Like, every time you see the woman, it's a see-through fucking top on. Fucking, take it out everywhere, bro, right? But a nice lady, big smiling on the lady, rah, when you first meet her. But, of course, after you've worked her out, it's not so nice after that. But that's how it runs over in that particular country, boys. That's how they play it over there. So, those rules don't apply here. Well, as far as I've got my fingers crossed, okay, if you didn't see my fingers are crossed, okay? But that's what I'm saying. Over here, I don't think I've got any chance. I've got no chance, boys. I really don't. They seem to rely on this family report. And I did my best, gentlemen. I honestly can tell you, with tears streaming down my face, that I tried to do as best as I fucking could at this meeting. I had nearly 5 months' notice. I was very excited to go to the meeting. I wanted to talk about my daughter and talk about our relationship together and maybe the aiding and caring report. I wanted it to be a positive thing. I wanted to be able to ask about my daughter's school. Or I don't know what I'm supposed to ask the lady, but I know that she had a certain questions that she wanted to ask both parents. They would have been basically the same, but you would have had a set of questions. And then, because your other half will walk in there and just basically lie her ass off. I'm sorry to put it that way, but it's 100% the truth. I'm telling you that total lies were laid down thick and full. To go into the meeting and tell that lady that the other side has a DV charge, a DV order, a DV investigation, and also has a current AVO. And he's done all the fucked. So even their own mother, I told her a fucking racist because of what you just said. Why did you mix the blood, rah, rah, rah? I'll never let that down, Janine. You'll never fucking let that down, you racist fucking witch. So no, boys, every day is the same fucking struggle. It doesn't change, boys. That's how my life is. That's what's going on in my life. Okay? Lessons to be learned, brothers. Lessons to be learned. My pain is your lesson. Learn. And don't make my mistakes. It's fucking simple as that. Simple as that, bros. You can regret a lot of things in your life, mate, but you don't ever want to regret being a dad. You don't ever want to regret being a father. And you don't ever want to regret loving your children and missing your children every day. You have that right. There's no one that can take that right from you. And they have no right to tell you to move on and, you need to get a better job or fuck. They have got no right opening their fucking mouth to you. And I react to them. I won't be reacting any more to them. I reacted to them, you see, and that's where they get you. You see, that's where they get you, boys. That's the abuse. Nothing that they say is abuse, of course. Nothing they say. Only your reaction to it is the abuse. So, I won't be reacting to it like I used to. I did the water off a duck's back, bro. Water off a duck's back. Anyway, I hope you like my short stream. Sorry if it's a little bit, you didn't like it or whatever. But I need you to learn, brothers. So I got my chocolate and my coffee milk, mate, all right? Thank you, stream. I appreciate you, man. Fuck. All right, boys. All right, I'm safely home. Put this in the freezer. All right, boys. How did I get bamboozled twice? I was a fool enough to tell the second one what happened during the first one. That's why. It was like I gave her the blueprint. It's like I handed over the blueprints, boys, to what you have to do. Just ignore the order. I was such a fool, and I didn't realise it, you see. At the time, I didn't realise it, mate. I just thought I was being honest with my new wife. And my new wife took it like a blueprint. And she understood the laws, and then they get their single friends around them. They get a couple of single friends. And the single friends have already been through the divorce, got the house, got the car, and then they start telling your current wife. They'll start telling her what to do. Oh, she'll get briefed, man. She'll get briefed. Don't think that they just spontaneously come up with it. Like, they plan it, bro. They sit down and they talk about it, and they go through it, and they logistically do it. They logistically go through it. There's ones on TikTok that go on there and brag. There's women that go on there and brag. And not brag, but they tell you their story, how they planned it. Premeditated, planned. This is how I get rid of him. This is what I'm going to end up with. This is where the kids are going to go. Even down to the dog. Where's the dog going to live? They plan everything, man. Okay? So no, I was a fool. I was a fool trusting fucking rah-rah. And I got asked the questions, what happened, rah-rah? And I've answered those questions honestly, what happened? And it's like I gave the blueprints on what you need to do. Okay? I feel like a fool. I feel like a fool. And then by the time the best friend has come around, the single friend, they know everything. They know everything. The single friend will sit there on the lounge pretending she doesn't understand English, and you've got the wife giving the rules out. She's laying the fucking rules down while the friend is sitting on the lounge there, pretending she can't understand because nobody speaks English. Only their language allowed. So no speak English. Fucking bullshit. Bullshit. You don't speak English. You understand exactly what the fuck I said. Don't worry about that. I love that shit, dude. You go to court, they say I can't speak English. I'm a fucking Australian. In case you haven't realised, I speak fucking English. And you work at a chemist. Okay? And you're trying to say you don't understand anything. You need a translator. I need a translator. So no, man, that's just what fucking happens. No, I did. I accidentally, when the person asked me what happened during the marriage, why have you seen your children? I'm the one that explained to her what happened. I'm the one that said, they just ignore the orders. They don't have to obey anything, and she can just take your children. And there's nothing you can do except go to court. You've got to go to court. You've got to go to court all the time. And I put the blueprint in the mind, and didn't even realise it. I had no idea that I'd actually, until later, until I realised, hey, you were really a bit of a fool for telling her what happened. Because you basically told her what to do, Yeah, man, I felt like such an idiot. I swear to God, like such a fucking schmuck. You fucking told her what to do. Like, you're in a no-win situation right now. You're in a no-win situation. And the lawyer is so scared, they don't want to pay for anything more because it's a no-win situation. And I said to the lawyer, well, it's a no-win because you don't stand up for me and my daughter. Everybody's just quiet. You all agree with whatever's being said. No one says a single word on my side of the counter. Every time I've gone to court, you are quiet. You do not say a single word. And you agree with whatever's being said, you agree to, and then you adjourn. You're very good at adjourning. That's what I told the lawyer. Very, very good at adjourning. But nobody stands up and says, hey, we've got a court order. Nobody's obeyed the court order in 3 years. If they had have, then maybe he would have had some time. If they had have just agreed to the order, then I would have had video calls, voice calls, Christmases, birthdays. I would have had all of that. Okay? But no, they won't. They'll walk into court with their family report and they'll say, we stand by the family report. You should never see your daughter ever again. And then I say, well, I stand by my aiding and caring report, which is the last time I seen my daughter. That's the last time I seen her. So I've got a third-party report, 4 pages long, describing everything that went on and was said. And nowhere in there does my daughter refer to me as Charlie. She calls me Daddy until she gets dropped off, and then I'm called Charlie. She has to call me Charlie. So my poor daughter is going through turmoil right now because, if she says that she wants to see me, she's going to get in trouble. She's going to get that rude woman that I know, the one that ignores you. The punishment for Echo from her was putting her into the room and closing the door. And Echo's on the other side screaming and crying, wanting to be let out of the room. And I heard that maybe 4 times while I was with this person. And each time she would put the child in the room, lock the door, and the child's crying and banging on the door. And I couldn't do it, boys. I fucking just got straight down there and opened the door up for my daughter and took her out of the house and took her to the park. I would never treat my daughter this way. Never, never, never. Another instance, I'm in the living room. I tried to explain to my lawyer, and I'm the one that gets into trouble. Listen to this, and I'm the one that got into trouble. I am. Like I shook my head. So I'm in the living room, and Echo's got into trouble because she wants all the toys picked up before she gets home because she's a fucking princess. And you're home an hour earlier. And apparently we're supposed to know you're going to be home an hour early. And when you come home, you want it all clean. Everything's got to be clean for when you come home. So I said, not a problem. I'll pick up everything because this fucking is insane. It's crazy. So calls my daughter into the bedroom, and the person's got a coat hanger. She's got a coat hanger, and she's tapping my daughter on the shoulder as she's chastising her. And the thing you don't know about me is that when I was young, my father used to kick the fuck out of me with a feather duster. All right, I used to get a hiding with a feather duster, and my legs would be all marked up. They'd have red welts all up and down when I went to school the next day. So if you think I'm going to stand there and watch you tap any fucking child with a coat hanger, you're dreaming. It wouldn't matter what child it was, or where it was, or whose fucking child it is. The minute you laid a hand on her with a fucking coat hanger, I'm going to take the coat hanger off you. Pure and simple. I'm not going to stand there and watch you tap the fucking child on the thing on the shoulder, teaching her a lesson. So I've gone from the living room straight into the bedroom. I've grabbed the coat hanger and I've thrown it. I've thrown the coat hanger across the room and said, how would you like it if someone hit you with a coat hanger? That's all I did. I asked a question. I didn't have a coat hanger in my hand. I'd thrown it across the room. The person went straight down to the police station and said that I threatened her with a coat hanger. And I'm the one that got in trouble. I'm the one that got questioned about it. Why did you take the coat hanger out of her hand? Why did you do that? I said, why aren't you asking me questions about her hitting my daughter? Why aren't you asking me that? Why am I a bad guy for going in and taking a coat hanger out of an adult's hand that is touching my daughter on the shoulder, tapping her on the shoulder? Why would I want that? It's not going to happen. Not when I'm standing there. I told the bloke, hold the coppers. It's not going to happen while I'm sitting there. I don't care what her reasons are. I don't care what her excuses are. I am her father, and I'm telling you I will not put up with that. And that's what I told the cops. All right? I'm no stranger. I'm her father. So don't talk to me like I'm a stranger, like I owe you an excuse why I took a coat hanger off an adult. I never touched the person. I never put my hand on that person ever in my life. Never hit a woman, mate. I've never hit a woman, ever. I put up with their bullshit and their bullshit and their bullshit until I've had enough. And then fucking I've had enough. But you have to push and push and push to get to that. It took 2 years, man, for her to push and push and push. That I finally had enough. Just had enough. I'd had enough. Because now I'm being told that, I can stay here and pay the mortgage and stay in the house and live here. And they want to live over there and my daughter to go to school in China. And then to come here only on the school holidays. So this fucking woman has gone from 2-week holiday to a month holiday to 2 months holiday to now wanting to live there. You see the slow progression that we're getting to? So, this person wants to line it up. So I'm here working my ass off to pay for a house that's in her name now. In her name. And she will tell you it's her property. It's not yours. It's mine. This is all mine now. Okay? And you can live here and pay the mortgage. And then every school holiday we'll come and have a visit. We'll come and visit you. That's where I am right now. So basically my wife is shagging another bloke over and fucking overseas. And she don't want to bar with me, mate, because she's got a bloke already over there. That's what's really going on here. That's what's going on. Okay? They don't fool me at all, bro. They don't fool me at all. No. Yeah, I'm a violent hooligan. Don't worry, man. They've done a full police record on me. They've done a full thing on me, man. I swear to God, they have done a full go through my entire history. They have police records. They have interviews. They have whatever's available, and they watch my live stream. They watch my live stream. They watch everything that I do. They watch all of my stuff on my channel, and of course they're going to judge you accordingly. My lawyers already told me that. My lawyers told me that. They'll look at your channel as a whole, and you're unfit to be a father. You're unfit. That's what they'll say to you. You're unfit to be a father. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I've been briefed. That's what I've been told. That's what will happen. So after 4 years of battling for my daughter to have a relationship with her father, I will finally be told in October that I'm a terrible father and that I should never see my daughter again. That is what I'll be told. In nicer words. They'll have all their reports. They'll have all of their investigations, and lawyers do their investigations, and this lawyer's doing an investigation, and that person's writing a report. Now, there's 3 or 4 people that are involved at the moment, and I've only met one of them, which is the family report, and that was horrible. That was absolutely the most horriblest hour that I've had in my entire life in regards to a third-party stranger. It was just horrible. I spent the entire time defending myself. The entire time. That's all I did. I didn't do that, miss. I don't have any of those things. I don't know what you're talking about. And then it would move on with 1 question or 2 questions, and then the person would go back to it again. And you're doing serious accusations, Mr. Parker, you need to answer to. And I have been told, and I do believe, that you have, let's talk about this DV charge. Let's talk about this DV order. And I'm getting the shits with it by then. I'm getting angry because I'm not believed. I'm not believed. You will believe someone that comes to you with no paperwork. You will take that as the absolute fucking gospel because it comes from a woman. with no proof, no paperwork, no nothing, just fucking words. And then when I walk in there and I say to you, show me the proof. Show me the proof. You've just got done accusing me of really serious things. So do you have any proof of any of it? Because I'm told, I'm looking at you telling you I don't have that. Okay? I don't have any of that. And I've never heard of DV in this entire time until now, 3 years later. I've never been accused of that. There's never even been mentioned in the court at all. And suddenly it comes up that I've got a DV order, have I? A DV order, DV investigation, DV charges, a DV's on the way, a DV investigation, I've got a current AVO. I don't have no AVO. What are you talking about? We haven't been together for 8 years, 6 years, or fucking 8 years, 10 years. We've never been together. How do you, it's fucking impossible. It's impossible, okay? I don't have that. But the person's totally believed. Totally and utterly believed. You don't know how much I have to think about it every day. Every single day. I can't let it go. I can't just not think about it, viewer. Because every day it sits on my shoulder that this third-party person has judged me within 50 minutes of meeting, that I am a perpetrator of all of these heinous crimes. And I'm looking at it going, I'm not. I didn't do any of that. And you've got no proof of anything. You've got no paperwork. You've got no proof of nothing. And you've just got done accusing me of some really serious stuff. I said, how does my daughter look? How's my daughter going? She must be quite big now. Like, I tried to change the subject, Oh, yeah, she's this big. Like, she's this big. I said, you wouldn't have, like, a picture of her, would you? I said, I haven't seen her in 3 years. And the woman said, oh, no, you're not allowed to have any pictures. In fact, if you've got any pictures on your phone, I'm going to call the police. Really? You're going to call the police? And I just stared there staring at her. I'm just clocking this woman, man. I can't fucking believe you. I didn't say anything to her. I'm never rude to a woman. I was never rude to her. But in my mind, I'm going, how fucking dare you? How dare you? So I've opened my phone up and I've scrolled my pictures of my daughter. Oh, I scrolled them, viewer. Don't be shy, mate. Don't be shy. If they're going to start accusing you of shit that you didn't do, you better start sticking up for yourself. Otherwise, that shit becomes real. If you don't deny it and you don't denounce it, then it becomes real. It becomes real. So I said to the lady, you better get on the phone then. You better get on the phone and call the police. I wanted to call the police, viewer. I wanted to call the police. And you know why? Because then I'll have a report. I will have a police report with a police reference number. And I can say to the family law court that this is what I was reported for. That's why. So my lawyer said to me, no, look, it's probably a no-win thing. She'll never agree to anything. And I said, well, that's because you let her go. You let her do whatever she wants to do. She's allowed to say whatever she wants to say. And no one says anything. There's no accountability for anything. And I am to blame for everything. And I haven't seen my daughter since the aiding and caring report, which is what I stand on. I don't stand on anything else except my aiding and caring report. And after that time period, after that day, I'm not responsible for it. Whatever thing my daughter has got in her mind is not given to her by me. I did not put those things in her head. Okay? That's what I said to my lawyer. So I don't think I've got a lawyer. So I'll be in there on my own, boys. I'll be in there on my own. Family law court, right at the end of after 4 fucking years, and 3 lawyers, and $36,000 of fucking cost, mate. I'll be in there on my own. Because the lawyers aren't interested, because it's not filing paperwork. It's not reading memos. It's not reading emails where they get paid huge money. There's not many paperworks to file. So they're not going to have an earn when they file paperwork. That's why they don't want to do my case. Because there's too much catch up and not enough earning. They file paperwork, they get an earn. They answer a phone call, they get an earn. They read an email, they get an earn. There's not much of that. There's a lot of catch up, and there's a lot of reading to catch up with the case. Because this has gone on for 4 fucking years. And nobody has fucking pulled it up. Nobody. You'd think it would get pulled up, right? But I look forward to being blamed. I look forward to being blamed. Because I know that's what's going to happen. Because it's always men's fault. Always. They can never be accountable. Not for anything. They are not accountable. It is always your fault. Always. Every day I live with that, viewer. Every day I think about it. I go to bed with it. The reason I go to bed early is so I can fucking stop thinking about it. And at least just get some sleep. And I wake up early and I think about it. And I think, fuck, I go out and do a mold. There's no good laying in bed thinking about my echo. It's your children, man. You wake up thinking about them. You can't help it, man. Why should I give it up? When I was there, my child was with me at 8 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning, every morning, she's in bed with dad on her iPad. And she lays in bed with dad until it's time to go to school, and she gets changed and goes to school, which I'm the one that takes her to I am the one that waits for the bus. I'm the one that puts her on the bus. I'm the one that's there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when she gets off the bus. I've gone from that to cooking for her when she gets inside. She's got a meal already on the table, mate. She's got a full fucking meal. Chops, mashed potato, gravy, peas or corn or something like that I would cook for her. She always had a meal when she came home. Always, every day. She didn't have to wait until 6 o'clock at night, mate, to eat fucking noodles and spam. Okay, I never fed my daughter no noodles and fucking spam, ever, in my entire life. The most disgusting fucking thing I've ever seen, mate, is noodles and spam. Alright? I wouldn't eat that shit if I was out on a fucking hike, mate, in the middle of the fucking Nullarbor, and I had nothing to eat. I wouldn't eat that shit. It's fucking horrible. And that's the most easiest and quickest thing that my daughter would get for her food. There's no chops, there's no meat, there's no sausages, there's no chicken. There's fucking spam. Every meal, spam. Alright? Doesn't like the smell of cooking meat. Doesn't like the smell of it. So won't cook it. Alright? I'm the one that cooks the chops. I'm the one that cooks the beef. I'm the one that does all the lamb cutlets and the salad and all that kind of thing for her. I am. You know how hard it was to get me to get my daughter to eat meat? It was incredibly hard. Because she's only used to eating spam. My daughter wouldn't eat chops or pork or anything. She wouldn't eat it. It took me a few days, man, to work out what to do in order to get her to eat a chop. She doesn't like the tough part. She doesn't like that leathery bit on the outside of the chop. That leathery bit? She doesn't like that bit. She likes all the soft meat next to the bone. Just like when we were kids. Remember when we were kids, your favourite part was the bone? So, mate, just chop that leather bit out and give her the rest. And my kid would hoe down. Okay? And she gets my chops, her chops, she gets whatever the fuck is there. All I get is the little pieces of leather. I get the little pieces of leather, and my daughter gets she gets the best food. You can ask my daughter, who gets the best food? She says, Echo. Echo gets the best food. I swear to God, she would say that to me. So no, I miss being a dad. I miss it, man. I've got like a big chunk out of my heart, mate, that I can't replace. It'll never be replaced. It can't be replaced. And every day you've got to try and fill it with something, whether it's fake laughter or trying to make yourself happy and laughing and whatever. But in reality, man, you come home and you're alone. You think about it. You think about it. You can't help it. And I'll never give it up, man. I'll never stop thinking about her. Even if they go there in October and they tell me that I'm not allowed to see my daughter again, I'll be filing paperwork. I'll never give up. I'll file more paperwork. I don't know what I'll do. I don't even know what paperwork it is. I've got no idea. I've got fucking none. But I don't ever want to just give up. I don't want to do that. Right now, they can't go anywhere. They can't do anything. They can't move anywhere. They can't change schools. I've got it pretty much locked down. And, that's the way I want to keep it. I want to keep my daughter in Australia. And I want to keep her, having friends here. Having Australian friends. Living in Australia. So that's the battle that I work at every day. And I can't help it. Well, I keep my channel for her. That's what I keep my channel for, Warthog. I record everything for her. The streams are all there. And when she's older, she can watch the streams and watch her videos, and she'll know that Dad thought about her every fucking day, mate. That's what she'll know. She'll know that Dad was thinking about me. Dad done his best. Dad's got heaps of paperwork. I can prove that I've, tried my absolute hardest to be in your life, for you to have a relationship with your dad. Because the court doesn't care if you've got a relationship with your daughter. The court doesn't care. The court only cares if your daughter has a relationship with you. They don't care if you have a relationship with her. Okay, it's in the child's best interests. You'll hear that a lot. In the child's best interests. We're going to adjourn for 7 months. It's the earliest court date that I've got. I can't do anything about it. It's the earliest court date I've got. We're very, very busy, and we'll see you in 7 months. And the last time it was 5 months. They wanted to do a family report. I was so excited, man. Like I was busting to go. Like I was excited to go and talk to the lady and talk about Echo and talk about being a dad and talk about my child. And the entire time I was there, I was non-stop verbally accused, non-stop verbally told that this is what I am and this is what I'm not. And the accusations were very heavy and very serious and with no paperwork. No paperwork. Because I know that I don't have those charges. I know that I've never been in any kind of trouble whatsoever. I've obeyed all the orders, and I'm not doing anything illegal. Nothing. I'm allowed to have an opinion. I live in Australia, so I'm allowed to have an opinion about whatever I want. So I knew this person. You don't have anything. What has gone on here? And while this person's talking to me, I'm actually thinking, what is going on? Are you trying to tell me the hour before I came in, when you had your first hour, you've sat in this office and you've told this person these things, haven't you? This is what you spent your hour doing. You spent your hour running me down to this person. You didn't spend your hour in any other way. You created bullshit. You lied. You blatantly lied. Straight up. You lied. In order to get what you want. So they're willing to lie on you boys. They don't even play fair. They don't even play fair. But then again, I got into trouble just for my rings. I had the Dragon ring on and I had the Sons of Anarchy ring on. And I thought the lady might ask me about them. Because if I'm such a bad guy, why did they have this made for me? They had this made for me. Okay? Quian had the Sons of Anarchy ring made for me. Quian had the Dragon ring made for me. So if I'm such a bad person, why did they go and have those things made for me? That's what I was waiting for the person to, if she asked me. But instead she took it as some kind of violent, biker person, violent person, whatever. I suppose it suited what she had been told about me. It suited that image. This looks like a guy that commit DVD. This looks like a guy that's on an AVO. This looks like a guy that's violent and hurt his family and hurt his daughter and committed all kinds of violence against them, mate. Like never laid a hand on him, mate. Ever. On any woman, I've never laid a hand on. There's not a single woman out there that can say that I laid a hand on, mate. None. It really cut me inside when I walked away and I realised what happened in this meeting. And I just sent me to bed. That's what these things do, mate. They send me to bed. I've got to go and have a lie down, mate. My brain is empty. Your brain will become numb. Your brain becomes numb. There's just nothing there. There's nothing there. You're fucking completely empty inside. And I've got to come and have a lay down. Even if it's just for an hour. I've got to rest my brain. I've got to rest my head. I sat there for 8 hours in the city, in a mediator. 8 hours. Going backwards and forwards with this person. Trying to get some kind of an arrangement out of this person. And one of them was reinstate father's time. The person refused. No, remove it out. I'm not signing it. Remove that. They have no intentions of you seeing your daughter. You see, that should have ended it right there. But because it comes from a woman, it's not. It's empowering. You see, because she has just got done telling you that she has no intentions of reinstating the father's time. So all of this is a waste of time. Because that's why we're here. We're here to reinstate the father's time so that he can spend some time with his daughter and his daughter spend some time with him. That is why we're there. And you just got done telling the person to remove it. I'm not signing that. You would rather sign up to sending our daughter to a psychologist. And my daughter tells the psychologist that she doesn't want to see her dad. Doesn't want to see me, doesn't want to speak to me. So the psychologist writes that down. That goes to the court. There you go. They've got their family report. They've got their psychological report. They've got all their paperwork. They can wave in the court and go, look, here's the reasons he shouldn't be seeing his daughter. And no one has asked me a single question, man. No, the mediator was with the lawyer. The lawyer does all the talking. Just the ideas come from me. The ideas come from the lawyer, but he's the one that does it all. And then the family report writer was a 1 hour interview, and I spent 40 to 45 minutes defending myself. There was hardly any questions at all about me and my daughter. Nothing about our relationship, nothing about my love for my daughter or my daughter missing me or anything like that. I was told straight up, very early in the thing, what if I recommended that you never see your daughter again? And I thought she was kidding me. Like, I'm not, I thought, that can't be, you can't be serious. I said, well, why would you do that? Why would you tell them that they could never see their daughter again? I said, there's no reason that you would write that down. I've given you no reason to write that down. To me, that's, it was already pre-done. Already pre-thing. The family report is disgusting, boys. It's completely biased, one way only. One way. And it ain't my way, boys. Because I'm the man. And I am guilty of everything. Even with no paperwork needed, boys. No paperwork needed. No, nothing. Just walk in there and accuse. and you're believed because you're a woman. You're believed. When you ask for proof, if you're a highly paid and educated person, and this is your job, and someone comes in and they accuse us, wouldn't it just be a logical thing to ask for proof? Where's the order? Or where are both of the orders? You've got an AVO, you said, and you've got a DV order. So where are the orders? Where are they? I mean, you'd think that the person would ask for some kind of proof. This is a very highly paid, respected person. Highly paid. Appointed by the court. You know what? You don't have any chance, boys. And I've got to live with that every day. That's why I share it every day. Because I live with it every fucking day. And I live with the past of my little ones. This is the last time I've seen them. That's the last time I've seen my other two daughters, mate, before they were taken from me. And they lived with me. They stayed with Dad. They had their own rooms. They had with the school, everything, mate. They were living with Dad. And then one day the sheriff turns up and says, you need to produce your children tomorrow at the court. And then from that point onwards, I never seen my fucking children again. Oh, a couple of times I've seen them because I went to the school. And then they changed school. They put them out of that school and put them into a different school and moved away. But that was my last time I seen them, mate. And I've only got this photo because the grandmother felt sorry for me. And this is when they got married. The boyfriend and the ex got married. And that's the grandmother felt sorry for me because I didn't have a picture of my daughters. And they're beautiful little girls, mate, 3 and 5 years old. And they lived with Dad. Okay, Dad took care of them every day. We were never unhappy. There was never any problems, whatever. Okay. And suddenly my daughters have these memories that were given to them because they don't exist. They were told that, you and Dad were at the market and the babysitter was collapsed in the lady's toilet. And you went in there and found the babysitter on the toilet, collapsed. And, Mum came and got you from the market. And that did not happen. It did not happen. Okay. That did not happen. I'm explaining to my kids, I break it down because it never happened. Nobody picked you up from the market. Nobody took you at all. This is how it went down, exactly how I explained to you a minute ago. That's how it went down. It never went down any other way. And Dad has no reason to lie to you. Dad would rather get into trouble than lie to you. It's easy for me to say, if I said something, I would just say, I'm sorry, that's what happened, rather than lie. I would rather not just get in trouble or my daughter's upset with me or whatever and just apologise because I'm an idiot. Dad's not perfect, he's an idiot. So if he's made mistakes or something like that, Dad admits to it. I'll admit to anything that my daughters, I will never lie to them. Fuck lying to them, mate. Not even once. Even if it gets me into trouble, I would never lie to them because it's easier to apologise than what it is to keep lying. Okay? You can only get into trouble once, man. But you can get yourself into a lot of trouble if you continually lie and lie and lie. Okay? So no, I would never treat my daughters that way. I would tell them, yes, that happened, but it didn't happen. I was just stunned. I'm listening to the story just stunned. Because it's total make-believe. It's total fucking fantasy, man. I was just like, I'm sitting there scratching my head listening to it, like, fuck, man, this is great. Like, this shit, this is like a Hollywood movie. Anyway, man, I'm glad I have my relationship that I do now with them. They're older now, they're married and, they've got their beautiful boyfriends and husbands or whatever. I don't interfere, I call interfering, always calling them up. That's what I call interfering. For me, it's just saying hello and having a giggle and a laugh and wishing them all the best with their husbands and I'll catch you in a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? That's how unless my daughter calls me, and then I'm more than happy to talk to her for as long as she wants. Generally until her dinner's ready. And it's like, Dad, I'm going to go and have dinner now. You go and have your dinner, and then she'll show me pictures of her dinner. But I'm never going to give up on Echo. We'll never give up, boys, ever. If one thing you'll learn from me, it's to never fucking give up. It's to never give up. Not once have I ever said to you, give them up. Okay, go and move on, sign them over. Why are you living that way? You could just move on and have a happy life, get remarried, stuff like that. But I've never said anything like that to you, boys. Ever. I show you how to battle through it. I show you how to get through the heartache. I show you how to fucking get through it and battle through it. It's okay to have a cry. Go to your fucking pillow, let it fucking out. Don't do it in front of other cunts, mate. It's okay for you to express how you fucking feel, mate. If you're like me and you've got a stream, you'll do even better. Because at least you're able to express yourself. No, it's not unique. No, there are many, many, many of me. There are many, many, many of me. There are many, many men that don't see their children, that are very nice men, they're great fathers, and they love their children, and they have done everything they can in the family law court, and it's the same as me, okay? The person just walks in, makes some accusations, and it's adjourned for fucking 8 months while they do their investigation, comes back nothing, but you haven't seen your children for another 8 months, and then they just do the same thing over and over and over, and then it's 3 years, and then, you're going to court doing a final hearing, then they're going to tell you how bad you are. You're the bad one, you're this, you're that, whatever. All the fucking shit in the world, mate. Okay, you know what I've always put it down to, boys? It's everything but see your daughter. It's everything but talk to your daughter. It's everything but. Okay, everything. Whatever they can think of. And then if it's courses and all that, when you've done those courses, we've got more courses for you. We've got another course for you, don't worry, you need to prove this one now. And they'll just give you more courses to go and do. But you'll never see your daughter. And they'll blame you because you didn't complete a course that you don't see your daughter. They'll blame you. That's how it works. There is no accountability for women. There's none. Okay? That's a good thing to think about, Bulldog. I wish I had that peace of mind. I really do. I'm 57, and I wish I had that peace of mind. I wish I could just go and pick up my daughter like the court order says and drop her back at the appointed time. I wouldn't be angry at anybody. I'm not interested in causing scenes. I could be at the top of the driveway, and my daughter comes out, and we leave together, and then I drop her off at the top of the driveway, and I wait for her to get to the house and open the door, and I know she's safe, and then I leave. I don't care what's going on. I don't care who's with who or whatever. It's nothing to do with me. Nothing. I live 15 minutes away from my daughter, man. I live around the corner. I could take the bus to see my daughter. It's not a big problem. And I don't care about anything but her, just seeing her, being a part of her life. Bring her back here, go to the beach together, have a day together, go to Frankston, have a day together, have a milkshake at the shopping centre, go to the play centre, go to the swimming pool because there's a swimming pool in Frankston, and my kid likes the pool. You know, cook her a meal, mate. Come back and cook her a meal. And then take her home. You know, take her back to her mum's. There wouldn't be nothing with me at all. I have no intentions of yelling at nothing at all. I don't even have to talk to the person. It is friendly, it is better for the daughter if you just give her a wave, you know, down the other end of the house. You know, like you just wave and she waves back to you and that's it. That's it. You don't have to have a conversation, but it has to be friendly in front of Echo. You're supposed to be an adult, a parent. So what she needs should be above everything else. What I want, what the other side wants, should not matter. It shouldn't matter. You know, and if the other person's not going to accommodate that, and you're not going to your child, there should be some kind of penalty. There should be some kind of penalty, mate. They shouldn't be able just to say, oh, you're this, that, and the other, and fake and accuse you of something, and then take your daughter from you. Because the only way you can protect yourself is to film yourself. Film yourself going to the pickup. Film yourself doing the drop-off. To cover yourself. Because all it takes is a couple of accusations. You know, and no proof is needed. You know, you go down to the station, you say, oh, look, he was yelling at me during the drop-off, he was really rude, he was really nasty, he yelled at me. That's it. That's all they've got to do. Anyway, man, I miss my daughter. Maybe you couldn't tell that. Maybe you couldn't tell. Oh, God. A lot of men make mistakes, War Dog. A lot of men make mistakes and go banging on doors and, you know, that's only going to upset my daughter. That is only going to upset my daughter's life. So it's not, I refuse. I will not do anything that would jeopardize my daughter's happiness in, you know, banging on doors and going around and, you know, yelling at the door and, oh my God, Father, no. No, I would never frighten my daughter or never do anything that would make her feel that way about her dad. That's why Dad doesn't go there. Dad doesn't knock on the door. I've got no orders. I could go and knock on the door. There's nothing, I'm not breaking any laws, but I would never do that. I can, you know, why can't I drop presents over at Christmas and stuff like that? I don't even do that because I'm too afraid of the false accusations. That's what I'm afraid of. So I have to record everything. And I'm not doing anything. You don't interfere with your kid's life. You do not interfere in your child's happiness. Okay? Doesn't matter what it does to you, but you must not interfere with your children's happiness. Period. They've got to have a happy environment at all times. Happy. Okay? And you don't want to be the one that's causing any kind of stress to your daughter or your children. So yeah, a lot of men make the mistakes of going and doing all kinds of things. Be doing knocking on doors and making phone calls, and we've never called their mate. I've returned a phone call that the person called me, and I've returned the phone call a few minutes later. And of course, I'm told that I'm not allowed to talk to her. Only a lawyer is. Only a lawyer is allowed to talk to me. I said, but you just got done calling me. You just called me. You don't need a lawyer when you call me, but I need a lawyer when I call you. See what I mean? It's like an absolute princess mode. You know, it's one rule for me and one rule for you. That's how it is. Yeah, criminal record and they automatically win. Yeah, they're busting for charges, mate. I am so serious on you boys. They are absolutely busting for any kind of charge that they can get on you. They all do it. It's not just mine. All of them do it. They're waiting for you to do anything they can to get a charge on you. They need a real charge. Something they can walk into the court and go, look, we're under threat. He did this, he did that. That's what they need. And then they don't even need a family report with that. They can just fucking, they've got you by the balls, mate. They've got you by the kahoonies, brother. She's grabbed you by the kahoonies more than she's ever done during the marriage, mate. She's fucking got all your kahunas, mate. She's never touched your kahunas the entire time she's fucking known you. Until now. She's given them a good squeeze. Fucking hell, bro. You've got no chance. You've got to be smart, boys. And you've got to do what's right for your children. You know, that's not the right path for your children, okay? So you've got to be there. And don't forget, you've got to stay in your masculine. You've got to stay in your masculine and not be answering it with feminine energy. That's feminine energy, reacting in feelings. And mate, I made the mistake the last in court and reacted that way. You've got to stay in your masculine at all times, okay? Because that's the only thing that's going to save you is your logic, your thinking and logic, not just reacting on feelings. Because the feelings will get you charged. But your logic and thinking will make you realize that, no, I'm not moving a step from here. I'm going to take a step back, okay? And I'm not reacting to anything. Nothing. Dude, the woman come and sat next to me at the court, inside of the family law court. And I'm supposed to have all of these charges, right? And all of these investigations, right? And I'm supposed to be this big bad guy, right? Dude, the whole court around me, all the seats are full, right? There's one seat right next door to me. Who do you think comes and sits there, mate? Kuyan. Kuyan comes in the court and sits next door to me in the next chair next door to me. She's not in any fear of me. I offer nothing towards her at all. I've never, you know, the only time I ever yelled at her, man, was when at the end. That's the only time I raised my voice to her. Ever. She's not under any threat from me. She wouldn't come and sit next door to me in the courtroom, man. In the fucking courtroom. You know, my lawyer's on this side, she's on this side. I looked at my lawyer and said, should I be sitting here, miss? And the lawyer looked at the right and said, no. No, change seats with me. So as soon as she changed seats, Kuyan gets up and walks away and moves to the front of the court. You see, Kuyan's waiting to react. She's waiting for me to say something in the court while she's sitting next door to me. I'm supposed to act in the feminine. And so that's in front of the judge now. They're clever, boys. They're really, really clever. Okay? You've got no reaction out of me. I just said to my lawyer, I don't think I should be sitting here, right? And my lawyer said, no, you shouldn't be sitting here at all. You'll be over there then. I basically work here. They don't like it. They don't like it when you've got them worked out, mate. I can honestly tell you that. They do not like it at all. This is not my first rodeo. It's not my first marriage. This is not my first family law court matter. This is not the first time I've been in front of a judge. This is not my first time to be accused of something without any kind of proof or whatever. And at my age, mate, you haven't got a whole lot to lose. If you haven't got a whole lot to lose at my age, I'm 57. What the fuck have I got to lose? Except my daughter. So if it's not time to stand now and to open my mouth, when is it? If the time isn't now for me to talk about it and discuss it, when is the appropriate time? After October, when they've told me, you know, you're never going to see your daughter again, is that the appropriate time that I should start talking about how I feel? You know, because I should be quiet till then, right? I should just cop it, right? Just be quiet, go away. You know? Pretend that I don't know. Pretend I don't know the game. Pretend I don't know the game of the Ferris wheel that I'm on. you know, because that's how I feel they want me to do. It really is. You know, they want you just to go away and forget, move on. That's what they want you to do. That's the ideal path. And if you're not going to do that, then they're going to force you to do it. They're going to force you to do it. They're going to come up with a whole bunch of reports, a whole bunch of stuff that's just based on fucking lies and bullshit and fake accusations with no proof whatsoever needed. No proof needed. No evidence. No court orders. No investigation. No charges. No fucking mate, they're going to hang you. Oh, if they could fucking hang you, they would, mate. You'd be out of the first fucking tree. Don't worry about that. Your ass would be fucking hung. Okay? Yeah, fucking don't need any proof. Yeah, just let the court know that's what you got to do. Fucking everything's sweet. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. No, I met a few of them men at my workplace. I met very, very good fathers, mate, that have been through the whole system and have done everything, and they still have not seen their children. And I mean, this poor bloke's got 4 kids. You know, he's got 4 children, man. You know, and he's heartbroken. He's fucking heartbroken. When I started asking about it, he started crying. You know, because my kids are everything. My kids are my whole world. You know, now I don't even have them, and now I'm being told my daughters and my sons don't want to see me, and they don't want to talk to me. You know, it was like deja vu for me, man. You know, like fucking it seems to be the pattern that they work on. It seems to be the pattern. You know, because now they just want to replace you with someone different. They want to replace you with someone better. They want to get a better father role for them. Oh, it wasn't fun, Warthog. It wasn't fun, mate, let me tell you. Fuck. The only time that we were happy is when we were living in a garden shed and we had no money and we just had each other. That was the only time the person was happy. Okay, I remember that. And our happiness is broken every 6 months. Every 6 months, the person is gone. She's fucking on the plane and she's gone. And you don't see her now for 6 to 8 weeks. She's on holiday. Okay? So they would come back, and it takes you a month or 2 months for her to adjust that she's actually a married fucking woman. And then she spends a couple of months, she's happy in the marriage, rah, and then time for her to go again. It's time for her to go again. Every 6 months, she's gone. Every 6 months. So how can you possibly have a relationship with somebody that fucks off on you every 6 months? They're gone. And there's no contact, mate. The person does not want to know me, does not want to talk to me, doesn't want to fucking know me at all. You know, and you've got to pay for everything. 6 or 7 complaints, 6 or 7 reports, and the cops will come out and remove you. It's automatic. It's automatic. They'll come out and get you. They'll come out and remove you. And that's what they're counting on. The cop told me that. He told me she's building a case against you, mate. So every time that we come here, that's a report. I've gone, yeah. And he said, yeah, that goes on the computer, and then it builds up, one after another after another. And he said, we just have to come out and remove you. He said, that's how it goes. You know, so be careful. Stay away from this person. Stay in your garage. Stay away from her, because she's going to accuse you and building a case against you. And the cop has been through this 100 times, man. I'm not the first time he's seen this shit. He knows, right? Because he knows in the end that it's the land. It's the house and land that they're after. It's got nothing to do with anything else. She's not afraid of you or whatever. She wants you off the property. Okay? They want you heartbroken. They want you in the car in tears and heartbroken over them. And they'll walk away smiling their ass off. That's how they roll, man. And when they get into bed and they're nice and comfy, they'll think of you sleeping in your car. And it won't, they will smile, mate. They will smile to themselves how proud they are that they were able to get you there. They will. Okay? So be careful, man. Anyway, everything I say is fake. It's all for entertainment. Nothing I've said is real. Nothing I've said is factual. It's all fiction, and it's just a fancy story that I've made up. Nothing is real, okay? Everything is fake. Everything is fake, viewer. Anyway, man, if you want to buy me a fucking chocolate milk or a coffee milk, I am lorddobbyking@gmail.com for my time, and I'm going to say goodnight. I'm tired, and I want to go and have a rest. My back hurts from sitting here. But anyway, I hope I've been entertaining or fucking something tonight for you. If not, well, fucking, I don't give a fuck anyway, mate. And if you don't fucking like me, you can all fuck off and fucking unsub and all the rest of it. You don't want to give me a like on my videos, fuck off. You don't want to skip through everything? Yeah, fuck off, okay? It's simple as that, really, isn't it? Yeah? Stay on path, boys. Stay on your path. It's a beautiful day in the neighbourhood. A beautiful day to be a neighbour. Won't you be mine? Won't you be mine? Won't you be my neighbour? All right, give us a thumbs up, viewer. Give us a thumbs up. Catch up.